G'day Hexes, and welcome to Monday Meta Madness. I'm your host Havoc. I hope you're all doing well today. It's just lunchtime right now for me. Just had a bit of a nibble, but we're looking forward to some more food after the show. But yeah, this is episode 6. Let's get right into it. Today we're going to be covering the Rise of the Phoenix, the Mono Ruby deck. Very aggressive deck. Here's some of the key cards here. But yeah, so this is today's episode. Episode 6, Rise of the Phoenix. Alrighty. Let's get into it. So actually, well, first before we get into it, I've got something new, a bit of a new structure for the show. So I will show you what I mean here. So we've got a bit of, basically, we've got segments for the show now. So first of all, I'll be covering the deck, then the idea, power, reserves, games, upgrade, and they're going to be covering what's written here. And the reason for having this screen here is that when it is on YouTube, you will be able to use this screen to click to skip ahead. So if you want to just watch the games of the deck in action, you can just click that and skip ahead and so on. So yeah, that's what that screen is for. So let's get into the first segment. First up, we've got the deck, the cards, and the champions. So I'm just going to be basically showing you the deck and talking about each card. So let's get right into it. Alrighty, let's minimize the chat. Alright, so the champion, we'll go there first with Benvolio. Now this deck can run other champions, and once we get set 4, that'll possibly change as well. But this is what Benvolio does. It is a pretty standard one when it comes to this sort of deck. And so this is what the champion does here. It's a 2 threshold, double ruby, 4 charges required, and you draw a card. If the drawing card is a non-resource card, it gets, at the end of your turn, if this is in your hand, discard this turn. So basically, if you use this and you were to draw, like say you've used up most of your resource, then you were to use your charge power, which would be not recommended, and then you drew something you couldn't cast, you'd have to then discard it. So you have to be careful when using this, but this deck, let me just close that there now. But this deck does use, lots of low-cost stuff. Like, obviously it would be bad to do this and then grab a Phoenix that you then couldn't cast. But, however, the Phoenix does have its effect, which we'll talk about later. But, yeah, so here we go. This is the deck. So 20 shards, 20 ruby resources there. So no worries about getting to that threshold requirement for your charge power, obviously. Or any of this, for that matter. So then we have the 0-cost Scorch, which is deal 1 damage to target champion or troop. Very, basic action, very self-explanatory there. Same with the Burn here, which is just deal 2 damage to target champion or troop. So, both flexible in terms of you can do it to the champion or troops. Then we've got Crazy Rummaging, a bit of a different card here with the fact that it can be bad for you, can be great, but it hopes to utilize this with, the deck hopes to utilize this with several interactions, which we'll talk about in the next segment, but it's a basic action for 1. Each champion draws 3 cards, then discards 3 cards at random. Then we've got Kindling Skarn. He's the guy that works with your actions, so he's a 1/1 troop for 1, but when you play an action, he gets +1/+1 this turn. At the end of each turn, if you've played 2 or more actions, transform this into a Burning Skarn. Next up, we've got Ragefire. 2-cost basic action, deal 2 damage to target champion or troop. But it has Escalation 2. Now, if you're not familiar with Escalation, it just means that as you use it, all the copies of this card or that you have in your deck, as you see here on the side text, it goes into your deck, then adds 2 to the bold number, so being 2 here, and then of all your range fires in all zones. So, very nice. Then we've got Cerebral Fulmination, one of the card drawing cards in the deck, which is very important for the deck. So, it's a 2-cost constant. At the start of each champion's turn, they draw a card. Another card draw. This is another guy that's required. Very important, as he will draw you more cards as well. So he's a 2-cost 2/2 with speed. When this deals damage to opposing champion, each champion draws a card. Let me just quickly pause for a second. So what I will mention here as I'm going through these, if you have questions throughout the show, just put @HEXHavoc followed by your question. And that can be about the deck or anything, basically. How you going there, Turtle Shellon? So, where's that going? I've lost my thing. Give me a second. Alright, so yeah, next up we've got Crackling Bolt, another action. This one is another basic. It deals 3 damage to target champion or troop, and you also gain a charge, and that's for 2. Now you'll notice a theme there is a lot of these actions are target champion or troop, and I'll get to, we'll talk more about that in the next segment. But then we've got Mind Pyre, which is another constant. When an opposing champion draws a card, you deal 1 damage to that champion. And then you've got the Phoenix itself, which is a legendary 6 cost 4/2 with flight and speed. While this is in your hand, this has cost -2 for each action you've played this turn. And then it has this basic effect. While this is in your crypt, you can void 6 actions from your crypt and play this for free. So you can play it from your crypt. So that is the deck itself. We'll now have a quick look at the reserves that we've got here. So the reserves we've got here, we've got Burn to the Ground, another action. It's a 1x, so you can pay, X, you've got to pay the 1 and then X. So the X will then be the damage you deal to target champion or troop. So we've got that champion or troop option again. We've then got Heatwave, which is a 2 cost basic action again, and it's deal 2 damage to each troop. We've then got Ruby Lance, which is quick action for 3, deals 1 damage to target troop for each ruby threshold you have. So it can be a nice card there. And then we've got Heroic Outlaw. It's a 6 cost rare card with Socket Major and Minor. And generally you're going to have damage and speed, so just Ruby of Destruction and speed in this guy. So when he enters play, he'll do 4 damage. But yeah, he basically has this effect here that when you have 5 or less health, and this is in your hand, it gets minus, it goes to 0 cost basically, so you can cast it for free. So that's the reserves there for the deck, and that's the cards. So let's get over to the next segment where we actually talk about all these cards now and how they interact with each other. So give me a second to switch on over. So let's go ahead now to the idea, operation, win conditions, also the synergies, the combos, all that good stuff we're going to be talking about right now. So let's get back to the deck itself again. Alrighty, so how does this deck win? Well, quite simply, it does a lot of burns to the face. That's one thing I was mentioning there. The key thing you'll notice of a lot of the cards here, be it Scorch, Burn, Crackling Bolt, Rage Fire, they can all be done to a target champion or troop. So one of the most important things for the deck is, as I said as well, is the card draw. So you've got the Anarchist and the Fulmination. These are very important. Without the card draw, it can be rather rough. But basically the idea is, ideally, you get this guy down on 2 or this down on 2, and that way that'll be your fuel for the deck. Because the deck is all about burning your opponent in the face, and then either with a Skarn on the board, which is getting buffed thanks to his nice effect there. So he'll get buffed up each time you play an action, while also transforming. He's got the next level, which is a Burning Skarn, and his final form, which is a Hellfire Skarn. So, and that's a permanent. When he's at this form, that's permanent buffs he will start getting. So he can get pretty out of control. So he's one of the ways the deck can win. But then obviously the main win condition here is getting to cheat into a play a Sunsoul Phoenix early by potentially just doing a Scorch. Maybe you do a Scorch and a Burn, you reduce this, get it down to 2, maybe you're getting that out in turn 3 with those there, because you can do that, and then this will now be a 2 cost card, as you've reduced it twice with this effect here. So then you could play that out. Now if you're lucky and you've got 2 of them in your hand, and doing that, cheating to play 2 of these is very tough to deal with, especially early. And if you've done, say then you do some more actions, you can then, from the crypt. So if that wasn't enough, or your opponent deals with one of them, they still have the potential worry of it coming back once you play more actions. And that's why I said the card draw is very important. Without the card draw, the deck can have some clunky hands. But, Anarchist, of course, dealing damage while getting cards for both you and your opponent, which you don't mind your opponent having the cards because you can, you've got loads of things you can just spam out, as there are a lot of low-cost stuff. But you're gonna, your deck is designed to take advantage of it, and then a Fulmination as well, giving your opponent, cards as well, even before you. But again, you've got the the stuff to utilize it. Also, the combination there with Mind Pyre, obviously you get a bit of a synergy. So also Craze Rummaging, another thing that does work with Mind Pyre. If you have Mind Pyre, or say you've got 2 Mind Pyres out, you cast one of this, that's 6 damage to your opponent. Can be very nice, but this card, it can be pretty rough. The usage sometimes, because of the fact that you may discard stuff you didn't want to. Maybe you've got this in your opening hand, you do it for 1, and you get unlucky, and you draw some good stuff, and then they go bye-bye. It can be very rough. And thank you for the follow there. For some reason that didn't appear, not sure why, or I missed it, one of those. So I'm not sure who that was, but thank you. So yeah, Crazy Rummaging, does work with the Mind Pyre, and it's another cheap action as well. And it can help you get to more Rage Fires, but like I said, you can get unlucky. It's called Craze Rummaging for a reason. So, and then obviously another win condition in the deck, we've got Rage Fire with that Escalation card. So the first time you use it, it's 2 damage. Then the second time, 4. Then 6, and then 8, and so on. So the more you draw of this, the better. And that's why that card draw is so important. Because, the more you're drawing, the more you're likely burning your opponent in the face. And if they don't have much health, like say they're running a low health champion, well, it just makes it even easier to kill them, because you've got all this burn to utilize. So, like I said, the main ways to win are these 3 here: Sunsoul Phoenix, Kindling Scan, Rage Fire, and then obviously the rest, is all just burns that you can use to kill troops, or to your opponent's face, to, potentially cheat into play this, and then you've got that card draw that is very important. So that's how that's all working together there. Let me just quickly check something here. Alright, so yeah, the reserves. And this is where, in the reserves here, we've got, Burn to the Ground is very nice, and I would potentially even main deck at least like one of these over, say, a Mind Pyre or something like that. Or even maybe 2, as it can help you deal with some of the bigger troops. Potentially, if you're getting this on, say, turn 5 or something. Can be alright. You can also do it for basically 1, just to cheat into play a Phoenix. And then as you're not running many troops, Heatwave can be good if you're against other aggressive decks. Already you would have a good matchup though, because you have all these, this just full burns all over the place. Even Scorch obviously is very nice against specific aggro decks. And this will just really punish them very heavily by having this as well. Can really make it very tough for some of your very standard aggro decks. Then Ruby Lance, however, is the better option for the bigger troops as opposed to Burn to the Ground. Burn to the Ground is just better in the fact that you get to do it to your opponent's face and can be a great finisher. However, if you get some really nasty early troops like Vampire Kings and stuff like that, Ruby Lance can be what you need, as you can pay 3, and say you're at turn 4 or turn 5, as long as you've been hitting resources, you could do this for, say 5 damage if you've done 5 resources, and that's where your card draw again comes in. As long as you keep drawing cards, you're very likely going to keep slamming down resources. So a good sideboard card there with Ruby Lance, as it can do a lot of damage as the game goes on. It will just keep increasing. And then we've got Heroic Outlaw. Now this guy you could obviously bring in against, maybe potentially even a mirror match where you're both just burning each other in the face. Having this actually in the reserves against decks like that are also doing damage to your face and all that sort of stuff. This can actually be very clutch in being the difference. So yeah, pretty good there. So, and also another thing to mention is you can, say you're down to a certain amount of health, you can burn yourself in the face just to get him out, and that's, especially if their board is clear, with that speed and destruction, he is then going to pack quite a bit of damage there with 8, if the board is clear. So could be, say all you need to do is burn yourself to get that out. That's definitely worth it in a lot of scenarios, especially, as I said, if the board is clear. So, do we have any questions from the chat there? If not, we'll go to the next. Let's just maybe check something here. Well, also let me know if the music is too loud or too quiet. Should be okay, but yeah. Please let me know if it is not good. But yeah, let's move. So yeah, hopefully you got a bit of an idea how the deck operates there and the the win conditions. So let's move to the next segment. again, feel free to ask questions at any point. So let's go back over to here. Bum, 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 bum. Alright. So next up, we've got the power, strengths and weaknesses of the deck. So let's get into that now. So I covered some of them, but we'll go into a bit more detail now. So the biggest weakness of this deck is not getting these cards here. That can be very troublesome if you don't get these draw engines, being the constant or your troop, or you can't get in with this troop, or maybe you get it and it just dies. You don't get to do anything with it. The card draw is very important, and that's one of the deck's biggest weaknesses. As without it, you may end up in a situation where you're like, well, I've got these couple of actions in my hand, and I've got a Phoenix. Let's cheat it into play. Let's use those actions. Maybe you do a burn and a Rage Fire, or a burn and a Scorch, or a burn and a Bolt. Whatever it may be, maybe you end up using some of your cards in your hand. You then get your Phoenix into play, and then it gets answered. Maybe they cripple it, or it gets time rippled even. Then you've down like a lot of cards, and you didn't get to do anything with the Phoenix, or maybe you got one hit in before it got answered, and can be a situation where you're like, well, now I've got nothing left in my hand, or I've got maybe just one card left, and then your opponent's got a handful of stuff still, or whatever it may be, because you've used these to the opposing champion's face. To get that into play, if it does get answered in that scenario, can be very rough, and that's one of the biggest weaknesses of the deck. So in terms of bad and good matchups and good matchups, basically, other mono Ruby decks, the Orc based Ruby aggressive deck is a good matchup because you've got all the removal you need, and you've got a better late game as well as recursion in the Phoenix than compared to the mono Ruby Orc deck, the standard version anyway. Also, against probably the hardest matchup, or some of the hard matchups are any decks that are also putting on pressure. Obviously, can be rough, but decks with Carnosaurs, Cluckadon, Crocosaur, not really a big deal, but the Carnosaurs and the Cluckos are pretty rough for the deck, especially when you're running Skarn, as Cluckadon will be able to eat those, which I'll bring that up. Give me a second here. So some of the cards you don't want to see your opponents using. You've got the Carnosaur. Is a pretty good answer to eat. It can eat. The fact that it gets to eat something. We've got the Anarchist and the Phoenix. This is a good answer for those. So you got Winter Moon decks that run this. Generally in the reserves though. So you'll have a good matchup in game 1. Game 2 it gets a little bit tougher because of things like Carnosaur and the Clucko, because they both heal while defeating one of your troops, and that can be very important. So there's the Cluckadon, and then obviously Winter Moon also has access to Cripple. So I'll bring. Okay, I need to actually get Sapphire up there. So Cripple also a very good answer to Sunsoul Phoenix. So that matchup though is it's a good matchup because you have a good chance in game 1, and Mindpire is a good answer to Winter Moon. So that's still a good matchup. But after reserves, it does become a lot tougher. Is that the only hero champion to run this deck with? No, you can run other alternatives. I'll talk more about those. Actually, I'll do it now. So, you can actually also run Savus, which is a basic. Well, obviously it's basic, but it's 5 cost charge power, and you create a Scorch. So we already know the interaction with Scorch, being the fact that we can. Play it for free as it's a 0 cost basic action. So at turn 5 we potentially do, a Scorch just to either buff up a Skarn or make our Sun Souls cost less. But at that point in the game, maybe you don't need that, or maybe you do. Obviously in some scenarios you might have run out of actions, and maybe they've rippled. Your opponents have time rippled a Phoenix after you've tried to cheat it into play. So then Scorch can be okay. And does have obviously that guaranteed action is definitely not bad. I would run something like that though if I was running Crackling Vortex, which is a resource. Let me bring that up here. Okay, sorry. I have to dig those. So Crackling Vortex, you gain 2 charges, as we're mono ruby, you can get away with that. Obviously, there'll be situations though where you might not be able to get this down on turn 2 because maybe you got a ruby and a vortex, so maybe you just run like 3 of that. But that's an option. I mean, you could even main deck, even with whichever champion you like, being Savas or Benvolio, and then set for Primal Dawn is going to give us some other options. If you liked, no, never mind. I was going to say you could do Tensile as well if you like, but no, it's not really not really worth it in this deck. But yeah, Benvolio, Savas. I can't remember if we've seen any champions that from Primal Dawn yet. That would be good. I could be wrong. But yeah, so what was I talking about? So yeah, the matchups. So Wintermoon can be good in game 1, and you've already got Mindpire, which is a good answer for Wintermoon. Mono Blood can be pretty rough with the vampires because, like, say a Vampire Princess comes down, it's not really realistically something you can ignore with this deck because you're running a ton of actions. So you're gonna have to hope you've got a Bolt or you get one, or you've already used a Ragefire and you've got another one. You need to kill that Vampire Princess, and if you don't, it can be very rough because they're gonna heal and very likely steal actions from you. And then obviously Vampire King is really rough as well, and yeah, all that life gain troops. It can be very, very tough, and obviously Mono Blood, especially with the consistency. You've got consistency yourself being Mono Ruby, but Mono Blood has a lot of things can be very annoying. So it's a tough matchup. Probably a bit of an edge game 1 if you get a really nice curve, but yeah, it can be really rough. What else? Let's see. So Wild Diamond, this deck does very well against like Wild Diamond, as they're very reliant to get a strong start, very reliant on Puck, and you can deal with a Puck very easily with many cards. So Puck over here, there, very very good matchup. Wild Diamond. Yeah, I mean Flynn and Poker, Flynn is not really a good option though because you're not running many troops. I mean, in this version you can probably get away with it, but already these are things that are not hard to deal with. But Flynn on Phoenix can be good. I'll give you that. Flynn on Phoenix can be good. So anyone not familiar with Flynn, he's over here. +3, and because you got the recursion potential on Phoenix, it can be good and can be what you need. So it is an option. When we get set for, we'll have more cards and for the deck, and maybe we'll have more troops to run. Like there is some I will mention towards the end in the last segment, but yeah. And then Poker, just for an option for 3 damage is okay. It's okay. Can be alright. I don't hate it. And yeah, like I said, Benvolio, you can sometimes use it and then get screwed over. So oh, wait. What's happening with my Skype right now? Give me a second here. Alright. Did that. You're going to have to mute the stream.
Yeah.
So
what you doing?
How you going, Fred? So Fred's just decided to join me. So yeah, just talking about the good matchups and the bad matchups for the Mono Ruby Phoenix deck. So I guess I'll quickly share my screen with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Alright, so you should be able to see that now. So basically, I was talking about how Wintermoon is...
I'm kind of out of the loop for the Hex meta. Havoc. How well has this deck done in like recent tournaments?
Well, it hasn't done too well. It's that's people in the Invitational were expecting people to run this. The competitors were expecting someone to bring it. They were expecting multiple people to bring this deck or a variation of it, and no one did. And I think honestly, like, I wouldn't bring this type of deck because, again, like as I talked about, we're talking about the strengths and weakness of the deck, and the biggest one, as I said, was the fact that the card draw is very, very important for the deck. So without those, it can be very rough. And then honestly, it's not like it has a great matchup against everything. It's not like it's just going to dominate everything. It has decent.
And I think it takes a certain kind of player to play Mono Ruby in a high stakes tournament, right?
Yeah.
Like a person has to be very brave to do that because you're relying on your deck and the meta, nothing else. a skillful player can dig himself out of a bad situation with a deck full of toolbox tricks. This deck doesn't have a toolbox. It's just a hammer.
Yeah. No, I forgot what I was saying now. Basically, as I said, so the matchups, it's against certain decks, like Wintermoon, it's got a good, game one, and then after that, it can be rough. But obviously winning game one, especially if you do it on the draw. Bella, what? Now Bella's joining us. She just jumped over from the bed, flew onto my lap without me even knowing she was doing it. Jeebus, Bella. Jeebus. How you going, bub? Alright, so, and then, what other decks? So, Wild
Bella's
Diamond.
jealous. She wants to be the OG co-host. She's protecting her territory.
Yeah, she's like, hey, Fridge, get out. It's me. It's my spot.
This is my space, yeah.
So Wild Diamond is a very good matchup for the deck, because Wild Diamond is very slow and very reliant on the puck. Let's see, what else have we got in the meta? So, Wintermoon, it can, like I said, can be good. Any variation of the Wintermoon deck. Well, actually, the more action-heavy Wintermoon decks with, Oracle Songs and stuff is actually even better of a matchup, because they're drawing even more cards, and you've already got the Mindpire main deck, which is here. This is really a good card for Wintermoon. What else am I forgetting here? So Blood Diamond is fairly similar to Mono Blood, but you've probably got a bit more of a leg up because they're a bit more threshold heavy. And honestly, the stuff that they're getting from Diamond isn't too important. If they have what's the card called? Solitary Exile. That can be annoying if you've just done a Phoenix and then exile it, as you're not going to get that recursion anymore. But that's not really something people are running too many of, as it is another double threshold card.
Martyr is one to worry about, though.
Martyr is definitely something that is a good answer, as you're only running, a very few, 12
Martyr
troops.
Is excellent against.
So Martyr is definitely very good. Yeah, good point there. How you going there, Shafty? Come on, man! Don't. What is that? Don't just come in here and say that.
Say hi to everybody, not just Havoc.
Oh, burn deck day, and it's all burns. All right, so yeah. So what other what do you think is the main strength of this deck, Fridged?
This deck is gonna always have a good curve as long as you open on shards. This deck is also going to mulligan fairly well. It's got a lot of ways to go through cards and to get extra cards. So as long as you get in your opening hand the Cerebral Fulmination, I've played decks like this, I haven't played this deck. Yeah. You can often go to 5 without feeling the pain too much. Yeah. If you can get it or you can dig to it.
Yeah, definitely Fulmination helps out more than an Anarchist in this scenario here. Especially when I'm also 5, because if this gets answered,
rely on that Anarchist and then just kill it immediately.
Yeah, exactly.
It feels so bad.
Yeah, and that's Fulmination. Obviously, people don't really run much main deck hate for Constants, so generally, and then they're probably not going to mind in some situations that they're drawing cards.
There aren't too much burns running around, so mostly all you have to worry about early is Rodcast on your Skarns and your Psychotic.
Yeah, that is true.
And it's often hard for even the mono blood deck to have double blood on turn 2. I mean, not hard.
Wait, what? Come on now. I'm going to slap you.
I don't know.
I mean, come on. Still, the odds of not having a second blood. Anyway, alright, so that's some of the strengths and weaknesses of the deck there. Let's get to the next segment here. Which, let's find out what that is, because I've forgotten. It is reserves. Alright, so let's again. So what are they what are these tackling? Let's have a look. Let's go back to the reserves here. So one thing I already did mention when quickly talking about these is, obviously Heatwave is just there to really just punish anyone doing an all-in aggressive deck, which is obviously similar to what this deck is doing, but this deck has a bit more of a late game thanks to the recursion on Phoenix. But yeah, Heatwave can really crush a lot of, it's a card that's always going to be there in the meta as a check. It's a check card that, if you're going too all in against me, well, you have to always worry about Heatwave, so that's always going to be around. I guess in set 4, in Primal Dawn, we are getting something that is actually a bit better than Heatwave. I can't remember the exact specifics of the card. Maybe someone in chat, or maybe you know it, Fridge. I doubt that, though, since you don't really follow the spoiler train.
No, I don't like to look at the spoilers.
Yeah,
no,
that's
no.
fair. But I think it's just something that does like 3 damage to all. Actually, no, it is. Yeah, actually, it is the card I'm going to mention. Unless I'm thinking of something else.
It's not like, don't show me the spoiler, get away from me. I just don't. I don't seek them out.
I think I've actually got a screenshot of the card I'm thinking of, but I'll talk about that later. Actually, no, you know what? I'll do it now. Why not? Here we go. So, this actually might be the one I was thinking of here. So it's, as you see here, it's called Electrify. It's from Primal Dawn, and you know,
I was talking about this card yesterday, and you agreed with me,
What?
and I didn't even know the card was in the set.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, but anyway, so...
No, I said there's a new heat wave, it does 3
Well,
damage.
yeah, no, I know. I just forgot there was this card. Anyway, so I just remembered I had
was
it.
joking. I didn't know that Electrify...
Oh, you were just kidding? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, fair enough. Well...
Oh, well, I mean, it's a pretty easy call to make.
Yeah,
honestly.
and this is a card that can work okay in this deck. I don't know how well it's going to work, because it obviously does kill your Anarchist, your Skarn... Well, Skarn maybe not, but... Your Phoenix as well, but you know, it is potentially something you might run over Heatwave instead. It does obviously deal with a lot more, and you can also empower it. So if you are just really late game for some reason, you haven't won yet, and you're still alive yourself, well then potentially you can just do 6 damage to each champion and each troop. Now,
how does that work if both players are at 6 or less?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
I can't wait, because I know it's going to come up.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see in tournaments and stuff, but congrats there, Shafty, to winning $2,400. Nice.
They might have to hastily program in some sort of tie system.
I mean, they're probably...
Because I can't see any other fair way of doing that other than calling the game a draw.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. That's a good point. But anyway, let's go back to the actual cards we have in the reserves here. So, what are they tackling? So, you know, we've got... where is it? There we go. So Burn to the Ground is just another good option, as you know, another thing you can do to champions or troops. So this is, in my opinion, a good option if you're against slower decks, but that have maybe they've got some more early answers, but they're still slow. This can be a good option because you can obviously do it for X damage in a late game scenario. So that can be pretty nice there. But yeah, Ruby Lance is the main one here in this reserves. Obviously, there is many variations of this deck. For this one, we've got these cards in the reserves. Ruby Lance obviously being very nice in the fact that you can, after turn 3, say turn 4, you can do it for 4 damage, turn 5, you can do it for 5 damage, and so on if you've been hitting your resources. Obviously, the downside to this card is that, you know, if you're... I forgot what I was going to say now. You know, if you're doing it for the downside is the fact that my brain.
Well, the downside's of
right. No, I remember now. That's obviously
can't go face.
Yes, can't go face.
That's
That's
what you need to on
yes.
the turn that you need to.
Can't go
Very
face is the main
restricted
downside, and that's kind of what this deck doesn't want to have to do. You know, you don't want to have something that can only deal with troops, but sometimes it is your only option against certain decks. You'll bring this in because you want to have something reliable to maybe deal with. You know, another answer for like Vampire Princess and Kings. You know, this would be a decent inclusion over maybe, let's say, what would I probably bring it in for? Maybe even take out Scorch, honestly.
Well, I was actually thinking that maybe Outlaw... I was thinking that there aren't really many other value troops to include in the main deck, but perhaps Outlaw should be one of those because he is quite a value troop. You know, this deck is going to be doing damage to the opponent every game. Yeah. So, if they start winning and start taking over the game, Heroic Outlaw can steal that away from them.
Of course, but I mean... Yeah, I mean, once we get Primal Dawn, the deck's going to change quite a lot, but, you know, with Heroic Outlaw here, I think it probably is still best in the reserves. I mean, we'll talk more about that, you know, what we would change after some games, but yeah, it's potentially, but there's going to be some decks where, you know, they're like just slow control decks, whereas this guy's just going to sit in your hand and do nothing, and then by the time they start hurting you, they've got so much control, you know, especially Winter Moon decks, that he's just totally irrelevant. You know, he's never going to get into play or resolve or
Sure.
But so that's the reserves. The main ones being there, obviously Heatwave, being able to just completely crush other aggressive decks. Ruby Lance, obviously a good, you know, probably in there. Again, this isn't my list. This is just a list I've taken from Hex Matter. But this is very likely there. Just, you know, another reliable answer for Vampire Princess and Kings. So and other early troops that you really need to deal with. So we have some questions from the chat. Let's have a look here.
Well, you wouldn't want to play him for 6.
Would Secret Lab be of any use in this type of deck? Noob question. Yeah, no, that Secret Lab is not really all that great. No. To put it simply, yeah. I mean, it's expensive, and yeah.
Secret Lab is a playable card in Set 1 draft, but it's like your 23rd best card out of your 23 cards.
Alright, so
I just can't see it being a strong engine for any kind of constructed deck just because of the cost.
Yeah. Alright, let's go to the next segment here. I don't know what that is. Let's find out again. So I think
but there's no bad question.
Yes, it's time for the lights, the camera, the actions.
Caveat.
So yeah, let's get into some games now. So if you'd like to challenge me, just send me a whisper in game. My name is Havoc, or just send me a challenge directly. That works too. So let's get into some games of the deck. We'll see it in action. So let's do that.
By the way, Havoc has like almost 100 tabs open, and I'm pretty sure on that number. It looks like a game of Mahjong that's been going for years across the top of the screen.
Yeah, I have lots of tabs.
It's just like a whole bunch of little character symbols.
Yeah.
Basically.
I have too much stuff open. I just don't close things. I'm crazy. Alright, so yeah, we'll see if we can get an opponent here. So if you would like to...
I didn't see how you could pull it off until you told me about that great suspender. That is a great plugin.
That is a great plugin. That is indeed a great plugin. It's a Chrome plugin. Suspends tabs if they're not, if they've just been idle for ages, and then you'll save a lot of memory.
Yeah, Chrome can be a real memory hog, and it really cuts down on that.
Definitely. So, yeah, we'll just wait for an opponent here. If not, maybe I'll just verse you, Fridged, or we'll see.
Yeah, sure, I'll log in.
Yeah. We'll see what people in the chat want to do. So if there's anyone who would like to verse the deck from within the chat, just either mention it in the chat or whisper me in game, which is Havoc. Alright, so I should take it Fridge is logging in, so we'll just verse him. Since it looks like no one wants to take on the deck. I mean, it would be fine. I'd prefer to verse some sort of meta deck, though. If you've got one built, that's definitely fine. If you would like to do that, Andraxis. Just take a quick.
Right.
Oh wait! Oh, he's back. He's in game. All right.
Yes. Pretty sure I have some decks already made, so you can just challenge me anytime.
Alrighty, let's do that. Oops. All right, let's find him.
Hey,
what?
if I hit the sleep button on my tablet, can you still hear me when I talk? Hold on, I'm gonna hit it in 1 second.
All right, test it out. Where is he? Too many people on my friends list. They really need to adjust this so all the people who are online are at the top. It seems silly to have them all, Anyway.
Test failed.
Oh, okay. Alright, I'm gonna send the challenge through.
Just don't share your screen again. I was just trying to see if I could keep talking to you, but yeah.
Alright, challenge is sent. Sounds good, Andraxis. Alrighty.
Take Mono Blood.
Mono Blood. That's dirty.
Older.
So as I said before, this can be a tough matchup. Say something again, Fridge. I think your volume's gone down. Maybe it's my end.
It definitely could
fine.
be my end.
That's fine now.
Reboot everything.
That's fine now.
Okay.
I don't know, Shafty. I don't know. Alright, so I'm going to go first. Obviously, an aggressive deck wants to go first. Ooh, And there, I've told you how important these cards are. That is a nice opening hand. So let's keep that. We're against a Benoshi.
Yeah, unfortunately, Extinction can just be way too slow if you're on the draw.
So the tough thing here is he's running Benoshi, which can be really rough if he has, like, say he's got a turn 1 minion into a turn 3 princess. He can then sacrifice a minion, there it is, Wizard Powers, onto a princess to make it something I just can't really deal with. So the upside here is I will be able to get in for damage as the minion here is unable to block. But yeah, that could be rough. Could definitely be rough. But, you know, I've got my draw engine, which is very good, as I can utilize that more effectively than he potentially can. I probably should Malachus, but that's also some effort required, so yeah. He's thinking. So, Plane of Blood could Inquisition me here.
I don't have a great play for this turn.
And it does, there's the Inquisition, so he's going to get rid of... Honestly, it doesn't, it's probably going to be this, honestly. Maybe. Like, he could get rid of this, but I can obviously, you know, get the reversion effect from that. This isn't that important. So yeah, he gets rid of the Phoenix. Which is fair. Again, there isn't really much he can... You know, much that he gets rid of that I care too much about. That is a great pickup for me. Very, very clutch.
No, which is why I wasn't very happy about having to play an Inquisition turn 2. It really doesn't do a lot when you've got a draw engine on the board.
Yeah, I mean, the problem here for me is, as I said, that Benoshi, you know, it's not something you see often, but this version of Mono Blood, you know, if he's got the Princess now, I'm actually in a bit of trouble here, as he will be able to play it, and I'm almost certain he's going to. You know, I did destroy him a load of cards, so the odds of him not having one is next to none. So that, you know, now becomes, as you'll see here, the charge power is +2/+2. So that's now a 4/5. Obviously very tough to deal with. Luckily for me, we have the answers. He already knew I have the answers, but it does mean I have to use, you know, both of them.
Yeah, he doesn't get to play Mind Pyre this turn, basically, which is nice.
But that's where the draw engine is, you know, obviously very, very important. Without the draw engine here, I'd probably be without, you know, no cards left. Actually, also...
Unfortunately, without a turn 2 play against this deck on the draw, I don't feel like there's much I can do to recover from this position.
I just realized...
Maybe if he couldn't kill the princess, I could take over, but...
Yeah.
Obviously, with that much card draw, it would be pretty unlikely that he couldn't.
Yeah. So, obviously with 2 of these on the board, I mean, he could Extinction. I mean, he's going to Extinction, most likely, but he's down to 8 health. And that's very bad for him. Very, very bad.
Turn 4 Extinction on the field.
Yeah, so he's not going to be able to, you know, because he's not getting a troop down to heal with. You know, it's obviously very rough. So he's at 8 health. I could potentially just kill him here if I draw, you know, just another one of these, or even that might be enough. Because I can Rage Fire to the face for 4. Not quite enough. But, can we... No, we've only got 2. Could do that.
Basically, with this matchup, I wanted to demonstrate, and it worked out beautifully, that Extinction really does not stop this style of mono.
No, definitely not.
And I think I managed to demonstrate that pretty well.
Yeah.
Because, yes.
So he's down to 3 health now. He obviously can't play a life-draining troop and expect to heal with it, so... There is really nothing he can do to stop himself from dying here, and I know that, so that's why, you know, he's now just being silly. And there it is. There was nothing he could do there, unless he was running. Even if he's running a life siphon at that point, it's not enough heals. Wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, that's a good play.
So one thing you'll notice is I did actually forget to change my champion back to Benvolio, but it's actually not too bad, so I'm okay with that. So I will actually, you know, like I said, this is a good option against the deck I'm against here. So it's just a matter of what do I want to take out and all that sort of stuff.
So I'm taking out Extinction, obviously.
Yeah.
Taking out Octopetal Thirst. I can't really take out all of my minions, since that kind of screws my engine.
I'm gonna try that. Might not be the right choice to take out the Craze Rummaging, but I'm not a huge fan of the card anyway, so... Sorry, what?
I said I don't have the best sideboard.
Yeah. That's fair. See, now, if he was on the play with that Vampire Princess for, that would... Oh, I mean, he's going to be on the play, so if he can get that sort of curve again...
Oh, yeah, if I had that
I could be...
I think I might have been on
I'll be flubed. Flibbity-flubed.
Yeah, because then Extinction could have taken you one Anarchist.
Yeah.
Or Inquisition.
Inquisition, yeah. Well, I had two, but okay.
But yes,
terrible. Terrible. Draw again. Can't keep it.
Coin flip is quite important.
Alright, so there we go. That helps, but on the draw, this is not really a hand that's going to do much. Most likely. Doesn't have his minion though, so that's...
Sharp.
Alright.
Come on, Sharp.
This is a tough hand. So we're probably going to see an Inquisition, which is okay. I've got, multiple of my important cards, as I mentioned.
No, I said I was taking them out.
Oh, okay, right. I'm just...
Yeah. I'm not running Inquisition.
Okay. That's fair, and I can understand why. Inquisition, not the best.
Do I want that?
It's alright on the play, though. But yeah.
I don't think so.
Maybe he's got a Monsoon? Oh, I think he does. So that, obviously... Yeah. Obviously a bit of a floops. So we'll play out this here. Get that damage in. And draw a card. We'll need more resources. We don't get it just yet. So that's not great. But the upside... I mean, see, the downside on Monsoon here is... Yes, if I can kill a princess, well, it's going to come back when this pops out. So I really need to get better draws and really put the pressure on. So that I can kill him before the Monsoon untunnels.
So we'll take that.
Yeah, he might be running Withering Touch. It could be something he brought in. Obviously, a very good option against this deck. So he's got a Kiss there. So that, a very good side.
I would love to have Withering Touch.
Yeah, he probably didn't have it in his reserves. We'll probably be changing that. So,
one cost is quite a big difference, since most of your cards are spells.
Let's get our other draw engine down. Now, he's going to benefit from this first, so he gets some cards there. And now if he has like a Vampire King, and he has a Princess, that's still rough, but it is something I can deal with. But again, I see, this is where I'm basically boned in this situation. Because, let's see. Guess I can do that.
In trouble.
Yeah, no, I need to put on pressure. So we can do that. Which will kill it, as it's 4 damage. Oh. That's annoying. Smart play by Fridge there to remember to, if I want to cheat into play my...
Well, I would do that whether I had a Kiss in my hand or not.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. So I'm still going to do this. I need to do it. I need to... If he's got a Kiss, well then too bad for me. It will be rough, but I have to do this. So hopefully no Kiss.
You have it.
He does have it. Alright, well then the Phoenix is dead, but it will rise up again in a few more actions. That's where the fulmination... see this? And this is just showing you how important the card draw in the deck is. Look at my hand. Without the draw engine here, I would basically be game over right now, basically. And it probably still is, honestly. It probably still is. As this is obviously going to untunnel. And, it's gonna be floops.
Yeah. He obviously cannot kill my Vampire Princess on his turn. That would be insane.
This is rough. He's going to get back that Princess.
Which is great, because there's not really any quick speed removal in his deck that can deal with Princess. So he's just kind of boned in this situation. It's a perfect situation.
Besides the card I already just used. The one I brought in.
What? Oh, the Lance. Yes.
Yeah.
No, we did talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have to assume you're not running that many Lances. Well, maybe you brought them all in.
What? Well, yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, so this is still a very bad situation for me. He's got a 5 damage dealer, and followed by a lot more damage. Yeah. But and that's the the weakness of the deck. Even on the draw, having to use my stuff. He had the answers. He after reserves, he can bring in a lot of answers. Vampiric Kiss is a very good one. And wait, what? Did I just stuff up? Oh, okay. I just just stuffing up there.
Okay.
That's a punt. Let's get my punt counter. Where is it? That was a big punt. I wasn't even paying attention. That was a punt. And there's a rock cast. But yeah, the game is truly over. I mean, even without that misplay.
Regardless of the mistake, it was over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way to really recover anymore. Whoopsie. But yeah, all I've got in my hand is Mindfire and Fulmination. Not really going to do anything. Not against all this life game.
Over Monsoon to one of my princesses, which would ordinarily be good, but we know his Silver Bullet is Ruby Lances, which he can kill even a Monsoon princess with. So we'll just pass. But yeah.
Yeah, I was
it's
meant to.
Broke at this point.
I got a bit trigger happy there. Did that before it actually hit the board. So yeah,
I'm sure you haven't played against the card in a while too.
Yeah.
All right, but
I can focus. What's up, Bella? What's up? What? What's up? Come here. What do you want to say? Do you want to say something? Come on, jump up. So, I'm on the play now. I'm going to do this now.
Single Sorrow instead of any of the minions. I think I like that. Sorrow's not useless.
Oh, it just hasn't resolved yet. So it's obviously its trigger happens when it hits the board. I just got trigger happy. It didn't enter play yet, exactly. Bella, what is that on you? What have you been doing? Hey? Alright, so game 3 here. So, if anyone in the chat would like to verse me next, just let me know in the chat. Just do @HexHavoc and say me or something. Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna gamble. Let's gamble! I'm on the play. If I don't draw a shard, I'm flubed. But I'm gonna gamble. I mean, I've kept a one-shot hand. Really, it's not something you should do in a 20-shot deck, but whatevers.
I mean, if it's a good one-shot hand.
I mean, it's not that great. I
need a play for that.
If I get a shard, it's fine. If I get a shard, I'll be fine. So we'll see. It's a risky keep here, but maybe it'll pay off. All I need to do is draw a shard. And obviously by having all these cards in my hand, there's still 19 shards in there. Oh boy, let's see if it pays off. Will I be punished?
I don't have a play for next turn other than Monsoon. So,
that was very good. That was very important there. So Terrell Shellon will be the next opponent. Good stuff. So I'll get in one damage
I did the Star Spear first, even though it could cut me off a broadcast, because Tunneling Monsoon is just not going to cut it on the draw.
Right. Yeah, that's fair.
Let's get that out of the way.
So he's got a Thirst. Good option there for that. And alright, so that's actually a pretty good. That's pretty good. This is good.
Reacting to him, and he's got his engine. Oh, and now he's got a kill control.
Yeah, exactly. So now he takes 2 damage just there from this. So each turn he's taking. Oh, sorry, Sato, you didn't put @HexHavoc in front. So yeah, I did say to do that. I did say to. Yeah, see, even Malik is backing me up there. I did say. Because I didn't say it because you didn't. It basically the text to me when you put @HexHavoc is red, or actually I think if you just mention the name, it has a big red flashy border, so it's easy for me to see. So I just didn't see it. So I did say Shellon would be next now, so I will not go back on my word. So this is looking very good for me here. As we have the draw engine, we've got the Mindfire combination there, the synergy of these two cards working together to make it obviously a lot more powerful. We're doing 2 a turn with that now, and if we do get another, obviously if we get Anarchist, that's going to die, so we don't want that. I wouldn't actually mind getting another Fulmination here. And then we've got all these suckers to do a lot of work. What is that picture? I mean, I just didn't see it, man. Like, screw you, hippie. So this is actually pretty good here, as we've got that. Drawing a lot of these suckers is always nice. So there's 6 damage. So he's taking 8 damage here. And looking very, very strong for me here. He's gonna kiss to get some health back, and you know he has to. He needs to play something every turn, you know, and there's no reason not to when he's drawing this many cards. But he's down to 9 right now. This is getting to a point where he's maybe not going to be able to turn this around. That's not really going to help him, as we have another one of these suckers. Ooh, that is just nasty. Is that game? Is that game? Let's. I think it is, folks. I think it is. I'll do the math in a second, but I'm just going to play this first to show him. So now that's 3 damage there. I mean, yeah, it's game. It's just game. I don't even need to cast my other cards.
Right. Oh yeah.
But I mean, yeah, no, it was. You know, I don't even know why I questioned it, but yeah, it was.
All right. Yeah.
Wait! I'm not done yet.
Well, I mean, I can't wait. I already clicked yes.
What do you mean? No.
Oh, no, I had.
Oh,
when I was checking to see if I clicked.
It's all good. I had burn and obviously scorch and another scorch. So.
I mean, okay.
You were dead
so
without even
the
thing.
Very bad mannered person.
Yeah, I like to kill my opponents, not just let them.
These.
You ran away. Like running away means I don't get to kill you. Anyway, so Turtle Shellon, what is your actually
Could you share your screen again, Havoc, please?
I will do in a second. Turtle Shellon, send me a whisper in game, and that way I'll be able to challenge you, or just send me a challenge if you're able to. So yeah. And yeah, I'll share my screen for you on Skype.
But yes, the deck kills very quickly. A little bit slower than perhaps the
being on the play is
sport deck, but that deck is very bad and folds to any kind of put together sideboard.
Being on the play game 1 is extremely important. Like if you don't get that, it can obviously, you know, if he had the play there, he would have won. Like that princess would have done a number on me. Very likely he would have just killed me with that.
And then game 2, tunneling the monsoon actually would have mattered too.
Yeah, game 2, obviously, and then you'll be on the play again. Like you'd be on the play twice, and that's a big deal. Again, you know, you want to be on the play twice as the aggro deck, obviously.
Or sorry, I misspoke. Game 3, tunneling the monsoon would have mattered on the
play. Yeah, you would have been on the play. Yep. All right, Turtle Shellon running a banana deck could be pretty rough, as it has things like spies and abominates most likely. Alright, so let's play first. We obviously want to be on the play, as I just mentioned. So you should be able to see the screen here. And not actually a good hand. Now this is, again, that weakness I talked about. Without those draw engines, the deck can do a whole lot of nothing. So we'll hopefully draw into it. Now we've got 2 draws to get there.
Havoc's going to try and pull another Clinton and win 6 coin flips in a row.
So, We'll hopefully get an anarchist.
Topical humor there for you.
Oh, well done.
Appreciate it.
I don't even get it.
But you laughed anyway. You're the red-green grumble of...
Yeah, win coin toss with aggro decks is... Oh, there we go. So we got what we needed there. That is super clutch. Because without the draw engines, well, we have a hand that will... do some burns and stuff and can kill some things or do damage to the face, but then we could just be sitting with nothing left. So, very important there. And we got it. So that is very good. Eye of Lexil, alright. So he's already got the ruby, so that's already a blocker. So the good that wasn't an anarchist. Whoa. That is pretty tasty.
Yeah. I feel like you're pretty well positioned here.
Yes, indeed. So obviously we cannot kill this as he played the ruby first.
This game will end quickly.
So we'll go to the end phase there. So he's going to have to discard right now, which while we're giving him lots of cards, he will have to discard. Unless he could be having a lot of weenies. Take out Mind Powers, be a man, play Infernos. I'll pass on that one. So he's running a 5-color banana deck. So there's one weenie I was expecting to see, as I mentioned before. The Spirit-Bound Spy, and there's a Forgotten Monarch. Now what has it got here? Can't be blocked. And Life Drain. Alright, well, we don't... Well, the Life Drain is something he's probably not going to get to, but we'll kill it, because he might, play a diamond. We don't want to not kill it and then have to kill it, because he just starts life gaining. It's not really something we can afford to do. So... that's okay. Now we can start the...
Yeah, if we even got hit by that Monarch twice, we would have wished we'd have burned it instead of his face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Alright, so... That doesn't... Well, it... let's see here. Alright, so we'll play...
I would just go Skarn, Scorch, Ragefire, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Transport?
thinking. Yeah, might as well do that. I mean, the Skarn is not really going to do anything, though. It does make him hold this back, but he can also just hold that back for a turn if you like. But yeah, with the Eye of Lixil, with the
no,
Ruby...
I mean...
You know?
Yeah, I guess maybe it would have been better to just double Ragefire, but I was kind of thinking you present 2 threats, and... Yeah, maybe it would have been better just to double Ragefire.
It's going to be a... Well, I guess if I draw a Phoenix, it's still okay, because I got the Scorch. Because the champion was changed. But, yeah, so... got the Skarn now, 4/4 when I play in action, but all he needs to do is hold that back, and he's probably got more of them. So if he really wants to, he could probably play another one of those. But I mean, he's still going to probably have removal as well. But
well, there you go.
Soon we're going to see...
He's got the Blood Shard now.
Yeah, we're going to see a Prodigy, and now he's got an Invincible Troop. Like, I'm never getting through on the ground anymore.
No.
Impossible. So basically, my way to win this game now, which now we've got a damage to the face. Wait, oh, but he didn't have... Wait. Oh, he's got that. Okay. That's bad. That's bad.
Are we playing against the Eternal Guardian?
What?
He's got
Right.
like multiple monarchs with different gems in them.
Ooh,
you know, the arena boss, Eternal Guardian.
Ooh, I think I have to do that.
Mind Power? Yes, you do.
Yeah, but like, and the Fulmination. I think
And
actually
the
let
Fulmination. Oh,
think-
you don't want a Fulmination. Just Ragefire his face. Get that back in the deck right now.
Well, yeah, no, that's actually probably a good point because he's going to make me like each card discards. He's then going to draw.
No, between
Like he's going to
between
draw
the
3
Monarch
cards.
and the Fulminations, you have a reasonable chance of redrawing.
If he
one or
attacks
two
me
of
with
your
this, though,
Ragefires next turn.
like this, what I'm saying though is if he attacks me with this, and I put the
Yeah.
like if I put Fulmination down, he attacks me with that. That's like how much damage is that? That's wait. That's a yeah, 9 damage. 9 damage if I was to put that down. But yeah, we'll just do that. Whatever.
Yeah, but it's more damage if you Ragefire.
And I can actually still block it unless he has a ruby. So, but I wouldn't in this scenario because we don't care if we lose these now because we want to actually get more
fulmination
Ragefires.
is twice as effective as the first fulmination. The third fulmination is not another doubling in power. It's not an exponential. It's not a linear curve. Sorry, it has some fall off.
All right, so we got him down to 9 health now, thanks to the Mind Power. So yeah, there's the Prodigy. As I said, I don't know. I was thinking. I don't know if I said it, but yeah, this is now looking rough. But I'm not dead here, so and that's the key factor. All I need to do is
you have a very strong chance to kill him.
Exactly. A very strong chance to just kill him. But this actually doesn't activate, so he can attack with it. No worries.
I'm also not certain that he can even kill you next turn.
Ruby. So we're gonna block. Well, yeah, no. Obviously, we're gonna block.
No.
So yeah, taking 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Taking 10. Going to 12. He can easily kill me next time. I need to kill him here, which there's a high probability of that happening with all these fulmination. All I need is 1 Ragefire and the game's over, and he knows that. And there it is off the top. Wow, didn't actually get anything but the Ragefire. But we got the Fulmination anyway, so
That's
he's
all
actually...
we did, though.
He was dead anyway, obviously, with the... Well, I don't know why I said that, but yeah, no, he's obviously taking... Wait. He would take 6. So all I needed was a burn. No, that's wrong. A bolt. A bolt would have done it. So Bella... No, actually a burn would have done it as well, because of the Scorch. But anyway, let's just do that. Bella's jumping all over the keyboard.
Yeah,
Come
don't
here.
forget he has the option to not play a ruby to not activate.
No. Well, he's dead to just the Mind Powers.
I know. I'm aware.
Yeah. All right, so
You just talked about how the Monarch would be bad for him earlier. It's like, well, he doesn't have to play the second ruby.
yeah. So just for the sake of it, we'll do that, and do that as well. And yeah, he's dead now. Well, alright, you want to go in there? Alright. Sit down. So there we go. That is good. So he's taken a floop's amount of damage. And there we go. So on to game 2. But it's going to be pretty rough. That obviously that Eye of Lixil there is a good answer. However, even this doesn't help me. Doesn't help me. Because he's not going to play that. I mean, yeah, this is a bit of floobs.
Might be time to take out the... Hold on. Take out the Anarchists and put in the Outlaws, huh?
Yeah, I definitely should take those out. It is rough, though, because, you know...
Yeah, but on the draw, like, they're
just
not
needing
getting
those. Yeah.
Yeah, just replace them with Outlaws, I think.
Yeah, I'll do 3 Outlaws and 1 Burn to the Ground, I think.
Sure.
Let's actually suck at them. I mean, even the Outlaws are bad, though, against an Eye of Lixil. The only thing I get is the... I guess I'd have to do unblockable and damage. Really. Like,
yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Gonna have to. Alright, let's save that. That'll do.
Yeah, because his deck is mostly troops. He'll always have troops back to block, so yeah. You're just using it for the last, like 8 points of damage or whatever, when he brings you below 5.
Yeah, no, you guys are right. He took 4 there. So yeah, I did need to do 5 damage, was it? I guess. But yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Obviously,
yes, that's right. You needed to do 5. And we did 6.
Yeah. Keep. So this hand's okay. Fulmination would obviously be great. It is important, as I keep mentioning.
No, we needed to do 4.
I don't know.
4.
Wait.
Any 2 burn spells. Yes. Which I was banking on, and, any 2 or Ragefire. Yeah.
Oh, no, he was at 9 health.
That turn
Anyway,
we played
whatever.
and activated Skarn was a bit of a fool. Should have played both Ragefires there.
Yeah, that's definitely true. So,
I don't really like this hand. Let's pitch it.
alright, sure, let's be crazy. Maybe it'll also get rid of some of his good things. Oh, don't. Alright, we kept that. That's good. That's what I wanted. So the good thing is here, we ditched 4 actions. 4 actions, guys. The synergy right there. With this now, we can get it out. Hopefully, we can, get some, we'll get some more actions off this. Maybe cheat it into play, and then get it back again right there. Have you been following the set 2 prices? No, not really. Why? What? What?
I imagine they've gone up.
I imagine they have too. Who is this turtle guy? I mean, he's a player from the chat. So Spirit Band's by. Well, obviously that's where getting the fulmination was very key there, Malicus. So let's play that out.
Yeah, we didn't like the hand because it had Burn to the Ground in it, so we pitched it. Also, it's very easy to pitch your hand when you have Sunsoul Phoenix in hand, since you'll probably get value out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that it stayed in our hand, but we would have been fine if it went to the yard.
So that's the hand discard one, but he needs another ruby for that to be active.
And again, it's unclear if he even wants to make it active against you.
Yeah. I might just play that.
Yep, yeah. Well, actually, it probably...
Maybe I should have killed it, but I mean, he can't. He needs to play a ruby.
It probably would have been correct to play Phoenix, actually. It's more damage.
What? Oh, yeah, I guess I could have. Well, no, there's a risk of it going bye-bye.
No, then you just cheat it into play.
Yeah, I know, but I'd rather cheat it into play and then have the potential to cheat it into... not cheat it into play, but like lower its cost, get it into play, and then cheat it into play from the crypt later as well. But anyway, maybe that's...
Well, I think his deck is mostly troops.
Oh, he did the ruby. Will he attack?
Alright.
I think he will. There's no reason not to, right?
So he's taking 3 damage here, guaranteed. That's good. He's basically bolting himself every turn.
Alright, that's... Ooh.
Oh, double outlaw means that if he doesn't kill us in one big swing, he's probably going down.
Ooh. So I need to kill that now because I want to keep these. Let him damage me and then get those into play. So that means he gets to keep that, but yeah, I think that's the option here. Sadly, didn't get a shard there. Would have been great to be able to play the other fulmination. Would have been really good.
Yeah.
So
Don't
he's just a
necessarily
12.
agree with killing that monarch. Yes, our hand is good. But...
I think it's right because, like, you know, he has to kill me. He's damage. His way to kill me is obviously via troops and damage. And if he puts me, you know, if he plays around, you know,
yeah, no, we can engineer it so we get to 5 or less
exactly.
and not die. Yeah, we
Exactly.
definitely can.
Yeah.
So the hand is good. I wasn't saying it wasn't. I'm just saying, you know, I think that monarch was hurting him more than it was us.
That's not a great draw. Still no shard. So basically,
yeah,
I
play
just
fulmination and then rummaging, I guess.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I'm actually
No, we
I-
want to get damage in this.
Can
turn.
I already-
He doesn't have a flyer, so.
Wait, I probably could have
4
already
damage
cheated
in
this
the
into
air.
play last turn, maybe. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, yeah, I can get it into play. So I don't know why I didn't do that already.
Oh.
Did I forget about it? Probably. I don't know.
Probably.
Let's do that.
Shit. That was
It's all good. How many have I clicked? I don't even know. Oh, there we go. It does actually stop you from clicking. So we'll get that into play. And he's tapped out now, so this is actually very good. As
But yeah,
that's-
soft should be at 8 already. Now 4. Oh well.
No, it's fine. So I'd probably
No,
win
I
here.
know. The most he can hit us for next turn is 5, 8, 11, which
Yeah.
we would not complain about.
I mean,
If he hits us for 11 next turn,
he's basically
that's
dead, dude.
okay
He's dead.
by me.
He's dead, man. Yeah. Goes to 5. I mean, he needs to answer this, so it's not like he can do 15 damage to me. There's just, you know, he goes to 3 here. Well, 2 because, yeah, the extra card. 2 extras, I should say. Plus his normal draw. So, yeah. And we actually kept both of these as well. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, but keeping the rage
So
fire
he
would be
knows.
just as good.
Yeah, of course, but he knows he needs to. You know, he needs to answer that because that's got fatal. But he needs to somehow kill me, which is not like that's not even close to possible. Without like a prodigy of Volosov, and even then, it's still not enough damage. So there's the game, and that was it. I guess so. Yeah, that was.
the mind fire before he can act again.
And that just shows you again the importance of being on the play with an aggressive deck. You know, I got to be on the play, obviously, game 3 there, and then we were able to win it. And if that was turned, if that was flipped around, where he's on the play and I'm a turn slower, potentially I'm not in such a great position there. So yeah, that was that. So worked out pretty good there. So who else wanted to verse me? Alright, I'm going to make you type. Whoever wants to verse me now, you have to type at Hex Havoc and say the keyword Bella. Alright, so the first person to do that, at Hex Havoc Bella, will be the next person who gets to fight me. So, yeah. Let's have a look. What are these guys talking about in the chat as well? Let's have a look.
How many of those tabs are porn? That must have been a while ago.
What?
Oh, that's
Oh, that was...
makes sense.
That was Brent asking that ages ago. Yeah, no, none of it. None of it. Alright, so Shafty to Dope, he wants to fight. I mean, you didn't say Bella, so it's not... No, you didn't follow the rules. Didn't follow... No one's following the rules yet. Didn't say fight Bella, I said just at Hex Havoc Bella. Satalution is the one who does it. Too bad! It's the rules, man! It's the rules. So, Satalution, send me a whisper, and I'll send
That's
through the
not
challenge.
fair.
Why?
English isn't his first language, so he doesn't have the temptation to get creative in English, since he's incapable of it.
Well, Satalution did it, yeah. Anyway. So yeah, Sato, I guess I'll send him a whisper. And then he can send me that challenge when you're ready. We'll be. I kind of actually
I'm not
want.
ready for Seb for it all.
Yeah, it's because you're a floobs.
I think I have like 6,000 plat or something ridiculous.
I mean, that's not too bad. Alright, let's go.
It's a drop in the bucket. Every set's cost me 20k. Every single one.
Yeah. Alrighty, so let's see what Satellution is bringing to the table. I kind of want him to be on the play. I mean, if he's... Oh, looks mate. I mean, I guess I could just give him the play, but he did get it anyway, so... We'll now see how we do with being on the draw. Ugh. Ugh. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna risk it. I'm risking it all. Well, you should have tapped again, Shafty. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna keep it. If he's running...
So do you play a lot then, Malachus? I didn't think you had that big a collection, but I didn't know. Or do you just not keep very many cards?
Alright, there we go. We hit what we needed. And this is now a pretty strong hand.
Oh, okay, you play all the time. Fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I can only maintain a few months with any set. After that, my just motivation to play goes down the tubes. Especially now that I'm not getting... Oh, you're Grand King too. Okay, especially now that I'm not getting tickets. Not that I actually used my last, 8 tickets.
How do I do this? This is really risky what I'm doing.
I mean, he is a side character. He's Polonius.
Very risky indeed, folks.
You kind of really underestimate Polonius's power.
Alright.
Until he gets stabbed in a carpet.
Here we go. Do we keep... No, we lost it. We lost the Phoenix now. Oh, damn. So I've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, not too bad. We got 4 in there. But yeah, that didn't work. Obviously. We went for the gamble there. Didn't work.
I like that Yazi plays all the time. And he talks like he's in an RPG, like he's living an RPG. He's just calling straight like human beings side characters. I think Yazi's like that guy from the Matrix. It's like all I see is Hex.
Alright, didn't want to see that because I've just used all my burns, obviously, and this is, as I've said, when I was talking about the strengths and weakness of this deck, this is one of the good matchups because they're very reliant, on puck. So now that he's got it, he can now play a fatty most likely next turn. So that's not good. However, I can go... wait, let me read this again. Yeah, so I might as well just do...
Well, yeah, do the Anarchist first. See if you get anything.
What? Well, let me actually check that again. I've got 1, 2, yeah, 3, 4. So I can get the Phoenix into play. So I think,
yeah.
I could crease... No, there's no point doing that.
Well, wait. What do you mean there's no point craze rummaging?
Well, no, I need to Scorch first, though, right? Because, well, I don't need to.
No. Scorch is not a very good card here. Just pitch it with craze.
I don't know if I agree, but let's do it anyway.
Well, what is that 1 damage really going to accomplish?
No,
right?
because, I mean, it transforms the scan again. But, yeah, I
so
kept
does craze.
Yeah, I wanted to keep... Oh, sugar...
Whoa, did you just...
Damn it!
Oh,
Damn it! Oh, no! Oh, distracting me. Oh, I want this back. No, let me. Oh, well. I done for you.
Oh, don't blame me, sir.
But now I'm just dead to Croco. Which actually, maybe that's an upside of not doing it yet. Because he's gonna play Croco. But, yeah. Floobs, I mean, if he doesn't have Croco.
No upside here, sir.
Shush!
You done messed up.
I done, yeah, no. I clicked the button. Didn't want to click the button. But yeah, I mean, obviously the bad thing here is if he plays a Root Father with heal, I'm done. Like, so yeah. Like that,
Yep.
I wanted, I was hoping...
Anarchist finds the answer to the puck. We can still get a burn or a bolt.
Well,
or a
no,
Ragefire off
I've
this
already
anarchist.
played a shard.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So, yeah, didn't I? Yeah.
You is correct.
Yeah, I flubed it up.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Oh. Alright, so... I mean, a Croco isn't the... I mean, it is bad, but... If he Crocos me... a Root Father is obviously the worst. If he has a Root Father here... And, yeah, it's a Root Father. He's just... Yeah. Me giving him those cards, he now obviously can just... Oh, he's going for a Charge Colossus, which... is an interesting choice, but because I don't think... Oh, we did, never mind.
Yep.
We did put one of those in there with the second craze, right? I remember seeing on the first, yes, I'm dead here. You can now heal for eternity.
You are dead. Yes.
And we're dead, so we can quit that now. But, yeah.
To be
no.
fair, your mistake...
I mean, if I'd done the... Let's just say this, right? If I'd done the Scourge to his face... I then get Scan at, what, 6 damage? For that turn. So then I think, and then if I'd done the Phoenix, if I remembered that, then he might have even had to block. I don't know. Maybe not. Probably not, but I didn't do the math on that. But yeah, that didn't work out. So honestly, with this, like, these are actually pretty bad against that deck. Because, you know, they're obviously running Rutherford, and we don't, you know, like, we just allowed him to play a fatty while then getting one out of the crypt back. So, yeah, that was pretty rough.
Why burn to the ground?
Oh, it's another, you know, thing. I might even do
Another...
but,
I
mean, the only thing I really need to stop is puck. And then they're too slow, you know, in most cases.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I think Heat Wave's better than burn to the ground.
Well, I mean, I've already got enough low-cost, you know, removal for that. So this...
I mean, you did in that game.
Well,
I'm just wondering what
I'm
function
gonna do
burn to the
those,
ground
and I'm
has.
gonna do one of those. That'll do. Anyway, yeah, you need to, and that's there you go. I mean, just shows you how, you know, if I killed the puck when I had the chance, maybe I still probably would have been too slow though. Like I didn't really have the strongest of hands, but you know, without puck. Yeah, would have been a lot easier.
Oh, I didn't realize you didn't kill the puck.
I mean,
It was
obviously I
one of
didn't.
your burn.
I mean, obviously I didn't. No, I mean, I used all my stuff to transform Scan, and then I didn't have the answer, you know?
I see, yes.
Right, so... Yeah. Well, that's another floobs, but I'm on the play now, so it's even worse. Let's gamble, who cares?
What?
Shh, I'm crazy. I'm crazy, man. Crazy. I got this. Floobs it.
By the way,
Sorry,
he's not
shot.
crazy for keeping a 1-shard hand. When you run a 20-shard deck, you have to keep a 1-shard hand pretty much every match. He's just crazy for keeping this 1-shard hand.
It's fine. It's fine. I got a 1-drop. It's all good.
Right?
No, it's not. I needed to get this
I
down.
know.
Or even this.
Because it had 2 Phoenixes, basically.
Yeah.
So it was already a 6-card hand. So it's perfectly fine to mulligan that.
It's alright, no puck. So as long as I get a shot
I'm
here.
not picking on you. I'm
No, I
just
know, I know.
explaining
There
to
we go.
chat. It's
There
called
we go.
color commentary.
Alright, no, I know. Alright, so we're gonna Anarchist here, obviously, which is fine.
Oh, yeah. Drawing that shard means we actually have a shot this time.
Yeah, I've got
not a terrible
Got a
either.
good chance here.
Since he seems to be going pretty slow himself.
Yeah. Congrats on that big win there, Shafty. You know, you can buy some cards off me now. Sweet. Alright, so here comes a puck, most likely. Oh, Chlorophylla. That's actually probably better for him. Obviously, a puck's never going to stay alive, but he still could have the puck or another Chloro. There's the puck. So I do need to kill it, obviously. It is, otherwise he's just going to play all the fatties. So, let's kill that and then burn his face. Do a decent... Sadly, you know, no Scorch here is... maybe I'll get it off this and then I could do that, but then he could have a Croco, but I'd still do that. So let's just do that to his face now. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to do it obviously before the damage to get extra damage in. But Scorch Heal would be good, and I would play them even though it's at the second main.
If we can dodge the Croco...
Yeah, dodging Croco is important.
He's
here.
drawing a lot of cards, but if we can just draw... We're not asking to dodge it indefinitely.
That's another
but
weakness
if we can
of...
dodge it for one turn, at least it'll be too big.
Hang on there, Jeff. That's another weakness of this version with the main deck Skarn, against, Croco. Ideally, you want to just have this getting you the damage in the draw, doing a lot of actions, and then you do these with speed, and that gets around, the speed obviously getting around the Croco. But, yeah, probably going to get eaten by a Croco here. High probability. Very likely he's going to have a shard, obviously, with this many cards. We're giving him the draws as well. So, and there's the Croco to eat him. So now I'm pretty much boned. As now he's got enough ramp there with the Chloros. Very likely he's going to be able to stop me here. Because we're going to keep giving him shards. If we play this, which we kind of need to, maybe with this and this, and if I get another shard, and it's like, yeah, this is
really sucks. That
probably a
Samus
turn
cost
slow.
5 and not 4.
Yeah.
Oh no! You're gonna have Crackling Bolt. Right. So you will.
Oh yeah, no, I will. You're right. Yep.
Hey.
So
Quite
potentially
easily, Sunsoul Phoenix
next turn will be a big turn.
So that's 5-9 damage.
Because he still
Not
can't
nothing,
play.
But,
He could play Cluckadon here though. This is game 2, so he would have brought in Cluckadons, and that 4 health can make all the difference. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if he's doing
Can't kill
Chloro.
him before he can get down one of his
Fucker.
Root Fathers. That's the main problem.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what we need to do. Potentially, we can. If I get both of these into play next turn. Easily, I need him. Yeah, there it is.
Sorry, yes, of course.
Damn it!
It does just allow you to play one. You can play both.
Yeah, no, that's what I was worried about. There is the Cluckadon. 17 health, Bella. I know it's a Cluckadon. Eat it, Bella. Go. Come here.
Oh, we had Xaxes too, Havoc.
Yeah, I
13
know.
damage.
I did the math as well. That makes me sad.
That is so sad.
That is some floops. 'Cause, yeah,
Well,
I mean, I'll do it.
Another Rage Fire at this point.
I'll do it anyway, just because
of course.
I am dead here. He's going to play. Well, I guess I could draw 2 Rage Fires off the top or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, he also got the option of
if he plays Root Father, he still doesn't. That's still 8 damage he's taking in the air next turn. So I'm not sure. We might not be in such a bad position.
Yeah. No, you're right. But yeah, you'll see here that he's going to live by. Well, yeah, let's play out both of those now. And so we do 8. So it's actually 3. So he had more than just 1 over Fatal. So he's going to be on 3 health.
Right. I
4.
forgot about the Scorch damage.
Yeah, the Scorch, yeah. So, yeah. The Root Father has damage on it to play, so I'm actually dead. Wait, 8. Yeah, no, I'm dead. Wait, no. Am I not dead? Oh, well, I mean, I basically am, because he'll... Well, nah, maybe not. It's 1 damage short, but I don't know if he has burn in the sideboard, and he brought 1 in. Like, if he had it in the reserves, he would bring it in. Obviously, against this deck, Anarchists and Phoenix all die to it. So, does he... because he needs to obviously kill me here. He needs to kill me, or heal for a ton while also... it's a tough spot for him, potentially.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah. Like, if he's got... Because let's actually check here. How many actions? 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're very likely to draw another. So we could pretty much, even if he was to kill both of these now...
Yeah, we've got 10 damage just in our hand. Anything we draw can't really do less than 2 if it's a spell.
Yeah.
As long as it's not an Anarchist or a Skarn.
So he's thinking. So we may have got this, because he is thinking quite hard. He's probably... Yeah, so he's going for a Balthazar for... decent heal. It does get him 1 over that, but that obviously is not going to matter when we've got this. And we're going to draw another card.
No,
but
still
he could...
needs the burn?
Yeah, he needs to have... Heatwave obviously would be fantastic.
Carnosaur.
Heatwave would be the best. But, yeah. So, luckily he's got nothing to get back. That's why I took Craze Rummaging out. If I had used a Craze Rummaging in this game, and there was a big fatty in there, well then I just, the Root Father, I'd be dead right here, basically. He would have done that, done the Balthazar, healed for, 18. Sorry, not 18. What is the root value again? 16.
Looks like he's got a martyr here, maybe?
Oh, but he is getting to discard here. Oh, no. Oh, right, but that's at the end of the turn, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And there's a Rage Fire.
I guess he's banking on martyr or repel, but I think we can win through something.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've got Rage Fire and Scorch.
Yeah,
so.
now we're drawing this Rage Fire, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very likely he's got Martyr, actually. Very, very high probability. Well, maybe he didn't, because he didn't even try it, so... Yeah. There we go. Alright, on to game 3. Now, he's going to be on the play, so that's obviously not great. Honestly, the Heatwave is really not a good card.
I'll just take it out for outlaw then.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to do. It's just really not, because...
Yeah, I was just thinking about it.
You know, if I get it for turn 2, and I can then kill...
no, it's just a bad...
If I can kill the puck, you know, because he's on the play. If I kill the puck with it, sure, but then later on it just does nothing. Because obviously I have to kill puck regardless, so it would only be good if I get it in my opening hand. And then it's a floops. So we want the destruction.
Speed, of course.
And speed, yeah. But yeah, this is not going to be easy because losing that first game. So now he's on the play, and that's going to make it rough. So we'll see. Could still get a very nice curve, but again, you know, decks, you know, like this with the Cluckadons, he's going to have Cluckos and Carnosaurs. So, you know, after game 1, it becomes easier for him, and now that he's on the play, it's going to be tough for me. Now, this is a hand that has good potential here.
Oh, I like this hand quite a bit. Yeah. All it really needs is another burn, or Crazy Rummin. Oh no, we didn't take that out.
Would be fine.
Yeah, Scorch, of course.
Yep. Scorch would be a fantastic draw. Fantastic draw. Like our next turn would be insanely good if I get a Scorch. Mm-hmm. Like, please give me a Scorch.
No, there's no coming back if we hit the Scorch.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, pretty much.
That's 12, 13.
Flutes.
It's all the damage. It's all the damage.
Yeah, sadly not. And I can't obviously use these. That would be a mistake. So we need to just hit one more. You know, a burn, a Scorch. There's really not much else there because we're only at 3. So a Rage Fire won't work. We need to hit another 1 cost or a 0 cost, obviously. So. Hopefully, you know, if he doesn't have a puck here... I mean, if he has a puck, I need to actually kill that. Well, I don't need to do it on his turn, though. If he doesn't have a claw or a puck, though, he's pretty much... Yeah, that's... Or not even a Carnosaur.
Well, we're not doing much if we don't draw another spell.
Yeah, I know. So that's a shame.
Oh, no, that's not a shame.
I mean,
that's good.
It's okay. But you know what? I think he's leaving up in Martyr right there. He's not going to use it because he doesn't need to. Well, he might, but there's no real need to do that. But yeah, the fact... Like, I'm surprised he didn't have a play there, basically. But could just have all the fatties and didn't get any of his ramp, which is obviously good, but we're going to get him to that now. High probability, of course. But if he doesn't have puck or, you know, anything, then... Okay, so he's got the Clucker. That's annoying. Yeah. And that's the downside of Scar. Maybe I actually should have taken it out, but there wasn't really, in this specific reserves, not really much else I could bring in. So, yeah, that's a bit of floobs. But yeah, as I said, there's lots of variations of this deck, and this one has quite a different sideboard than most. That's not really what I wanted. Oh, damn it. That's not good. It's very bad. Dear. Very bad. I was hoping to get like even just a bolt with it.
Oh, we're in a lot of trouble now.
Yeah, I basically just have to play this.
Yes.
Play that, and give him all the cards he could ever possibly want, which is also bad because... Yeah. He then will be...
Yeah, now he's starting to get to the resources to be able to play multiple fatties in a turn.
Well, in this case, he won't... Now, if he plays something, he won't have to discard, which he will obviously play something, but... He could have potentially just...
It's really unfortunate that he got the Angel on top and not like 1 or 2 cards down. It's really frustrating.
Yeah,
Angel off your opponent's.
Yeah, I'm pretty dead here because now the Phoenixes are going to do pretty much nothing. And
well, no, you burned down the Angel, obviously.
No. Well, I guess, but... Yep. That's game. That is game, ladies and gentlemen. GG! Drew very badly. Oh, Jeep. Still didn't get another. Well, I got the thing, so I can do 3 Phoenixes in the one turn, but he's got 2 blockers.
Well, no, you burn one down.
I know, but that's not good enough.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm curious to see how it plays out. The third Phoenix was quite a good draw.
Yeah, maybe. I still don't think it's enough.
We'll see.
I guess I can attack with the Anarchist as well. But yeah, he's going to have Croco, right? I mean, guaranteed. Guaranteed Croco, which is the bad thing.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. You're right about that. But we are reloading every turn.
Yeah, I mean, I need to just draw all Rage Fires.
Yeah, we just need to chain Rage Fires.
Yeah, Rage Fires galore. And even that might not be enough. So he's going to trade with my Skarn, so that's an interesting choice.
He's worried about the potential damage.
It's a pity I can't play that right now. But yeah, so now Croco's going to come down.
Eat 2 Phoenixes.
Yeah.
How many actions do we have in our yard, though?
Not many. There's only 5 cards total, so it's only 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so not great. But, obviously the Fulminations could change that. But remember, he's got that charge power close.
And is it 5 or 6 to bring back a Phoenix?
6. And he's close to bringing back from his crypt as well. And he's now that he is going to have to discard this turn, he just put a Root Father in there. And that'll obviously be guaranteed heal. So I need to basically kill him probably next turn. Because he's going to play a Shard here. He can go. He play a Shard, play a Croco.
It doesn't end the game.
No, I know, but like he plays a Shard, plays a Croco, then discards Root Father, and then next turn plays a Shard, gets back a Root Father, and that's very likely what's happening here. Oh, we see a Cluckadon instead, and now he's going to do a Puck, maybe? No, a Chlorus, so now he's going to charge power, get back an Angel. So he decided to get back his Angel here, which is actually a big deal because that's his charge power done. He's no longer. Well, I mean, obviously, he could do a...
Well, no, he can charge Colossus
next turn, yeah, exactly.
But he can't discard any really good fatties to get back.
The upside is I'm still getting... Like, that means I've got guaranteed 8 damage here. Yep. He did obviously heal for another 4, so there's a decent shot I can potentially kill him with the right draws. So that's pretty good. He decides to hold back, which seemed unnecessary.
Yeah, he could have swung with one.
Could have swung with one, yeah. Oh, that's some terrible draws. Oh. That is some terrible draws.
That's some floops.
Yeah, that's some super floops. So now I'm probably done.
No, you are the most negative person I know.
Well, I mean, we're getting late. We're very late into the game, right? This deck. I mean, yes, I've still got these on the board.
I know, but you also have 2 Cerebral Fulmination.
No,
this game stumbles in the late game only applies when you're out of gas. We are not out of gas. We're gassing up every turn, man.
I know.
And we're...
I mean, I'm not done, but because I'm thinking of all the different possibilities of what he can do right now, and yeah. Well, he's at 3, basically 2, but he's gonna. Well, I guess he has to do a Root Father though, but that doesn't actually work. So
no, he could run out Balthazar Carnosaur or something like that.
No, he actually didn't really have, because even if he Crocos. Wait, I mean, he could have Crocoed, but then I draw. Yeah, I would obviously draw. I mean, it wouldn't work, right? He needed to heal and deal with my threats. Just give it a second, I call. So yeah, he actually would. Even if he could Croco there, because of the Mind Pyre, I then just pass the turn and he dies. So
hey, Jeff,
he needed to be able to.
Channel, man.
He needed to be able to, kill my dudes, my threats there, and heal. So that was the big deal. Shouldn't need a refresh. Just waiting normally fixes that. So that was some games there. So let's go.
I don't know if you already did, but say hi to Jeff, have we?
Yeah, you need
Magic player.
I already said hey. He was in here ages ago. You're less slow on the uptake there.
You don't have the chat. Like, Sithos lines it up so I can see it in the Skype all nice.
Well, flippity floobs. So needing the clutch since you had Martyr. Yeah.
I'm going back to Sithos. He treats me better.
Yeah, no, I mean, there was possibilities there where you could have done, with the amount of resources he had. Like, it's lucky he didn't, have a puck on the board that I didn't have an answer for. Or, obviously then he would have done a million things. But, yeah. Because that Mind Pyre was actually rather
this is
clutch.
Havoc every game that I play against. My hand is very bad.
Oh. Anyway, yes,
just-
Triple Phoenix is good.
He's
Shut up! Shut up, man! Shut up! All right, let's. That was the games. That was the deck in action. Let's go to the next part here, which is basically upgrades, improvements, and tweaks we can make now. So let's go to the card manager, and we will look at the different possibilities here, or just talk about them, and also look at some of the stuff that we've seen from set 4 as well. So let's get on over to that. So we're back into the deck manager here. So one thing I would consider doing straight away is, I mean, I want to get rid of Crazy Rummaging. I'm not a fan of the card, and that's something that Primal Dawn is going to allow me to get rid of. At the moment, it's kind of a it's obviously has good synergy as mentioned before, but I would like to get it out for something better. And set 4 is probably going to give us some good stuff that we haven't seen yet. So here's hoping. Mind Pyre is also something that obviously you have those synergies. With the card draw can be very nice, and obviously we saw it in action there in a few games, working very nice. But I wouldn't be too sad about having just like 3 of them with maybe a 1 main deck burned to the ground. The main thing I'd be changing though in the current meta, but which obviously is going to be changing soon. But what I would probably change is the reserves. Heatwave probably don't need as many. I would probably open up some more slots like. Potentially like a couple Ember Spire Witches. Let me actually bring up that card here. It's something most people do run. At least in the side, as it can be. It's a decent troop.
It's not a card you would be tempted to lay down on turn 2, since the decks it's good against are the decks.
Yeah, you still want to be doing your Fulmination. You still want to be doing.
Want to restrict their resources on a turn where they want to be playing Root Father. You play the Ember Spire, forcing them to Crocosaur instead of Root Father, and then just getting the kill next turn through damage and attrition.
That's exactly right, and because this is you've got your 2-drops that you obviously want to be playing on 2, which is Fulmination Anarchist, and as Fridge said there, you would be.
It's
playing
not something you can just run out.
You don't.
Everything will be fine.
It's not there for the damage. It's not there to be a beater. It's there to just for this effect against certain decks. So it's a good. That's something I would put in at least 2 of in the reserves here. Heroic Outlaw, I don't think it's necessary for 4, but obviously in certain matchups, especially in a mirror match, that can actually be the difference between winning and losing.
Any kind of troop deck, like with that 5-shard deck off the wall build we faced, there's not too many in the meta right now, but any kind of troop deck is going to have a really hard time racing that kind of surprise factor. Yeah.
So good thing to do, when you're running decks, if you're using Hex meta, for example. It's a good way to just find out what everyone else is doing to find out what the other options are. So we'll go have a look at that now. So hexmeta.com is the website. Here it is here. I've set my basically my filter here to show me decks that have Sunsoul Phoenix and Anarchist, as they are obviously going to be in all the decks that are this deck. And obviously you see some of the variations here in charge powers. I mean not charge power, but the champion. So you got some with Benvolio, some with Urgnok, some with Flynn. But some of them are very different, like the Urgnok one is a very different. That's a combination deck, though. That's like the Orc Aggro mixed with the Phoenix deck, that one there. But let's have a look at some of these here. So the one that I was showing here is actually JJ's one. I believe he might have actually changed it. Let's have a look. Let's see if he has changed it. So...
Well, the thing about Burn to the Ground,
there you go. So he has actually.
It's a very slow card. You often end up in the situation where you need to kill them on a specific turn. So you're like, okay, I could draw any combination of these 2 cards, right? And Burn to the Ground is usually not in that combination, since you're just not working with enough resources before the game is over.
I mean, Burn to the Ground though is something you can just do cheap to cheat in to play, several Phoenixes. You could do.
Oh, of course. Yeah. No, it's definitely.
But I think it's a 1 of, or even 2 of is fine. But obviously, once set 4 hits, that everything's going to change. Like that's probably not even going to be a card that's needed in the deck anymore. But yeah, so Vandalize is something that he's using against Shrine. That's fair. As again, I did talk about the importance of the card draw in this deck. So Shrine would obviously shut down that, and then the deck will be just not doing enough in a lot of cases. And
No,
yeah, you
Shrine's
can.
very good
You're
against
right,
this,
Incendium. You can do it for 0. That is true.
People often put in Shrine in inappropriate situations. This would be an appropriate one.
Yeah, no, definitely. So let's have a look at a different one as well. So again, you can go to Hex Meta if you want to look at different, what people are trying, get different ideas. Hex Meta is a great way to do it. So this looks fairly standard to me. And then we got Reginald. That's actually something I used to use in this deck. As it is a very good, aggressive, and it's just another really good threat. Reginald Lancashire.
You said it wrong, Havoc.
What?
I mean, it's fine if you're an
Lancashire,
American,
Lancashire.
No, if you're Australian, you have to say Hex Meta.
Oh, Hex Meta. What?
Hex Meta,
yeah. Alright, so yeah, Reginald I actually really like. And that's something I did in the past with this deck. It's just another good, another good threat. And can be very good against certain decks, like especially Winter Moon and stuff like that, where they're not going to be able to deal with it with a Carnosaur. They basically just have to bounce it, and if you do get it in their deck, obviously they're Winter Moon, so they will potentially draw themselves into it, and you win the game that way. So it gives you another out there. Does this deck have it? No. So another option is another good troop. Let's actually look at it in client. Let's have a look here. So Mesmeric Hypno can be good as like a 2-of, as it can be something you can tunnel it on 2 if you don't have one of your draw engines. This guy can go underground, and it's can be very nice, and then can allow potentially one of your anarchists to get through when he untunnels, which can be clutch in certain situations. So it's not a bad option, definitely not a bad one. Let's have a look at some more on Hex Meta again. Any cards that you come to your mind, Fridge, that you would think of putting in either the reserves or main?
I don't know. My mind's like so focused on that set 4 and power card. I think that would be a really great addition to this deck.
Yeah, I'll bring that up again in a second. And another set 4 card as well. That there's not a whole lot spoiled that does fit in the Mono Ruby version. But I'll bring those up in a second. So this deck actually has Fishersmith in the reserves.
Power cards for this deck are more likely to be commons or uncommon rarity level.
Mm-hmm.
So we're more likely to see the good cards for this type of deck on release, not in spoilers, since people like to spoil rares generally.
Yeah. Now the solo battle that Incendium mentions is alright. Obviously, if you do it on a Phoenix, you get in the 8 damage, and then it will go to the Crypt. Then you can play it, cheat it into play, say next turn for another 8 damage. That can be good, but it is kind of that is basically your best target. Everything your anarchists obviously too. So it's not. I'm not a huge fan of that interaction. It's definitely, obviously, in situations can be very nice, but maybe a bit too...
It's nicer if your opponents are blocking.
I mean, with Mesmeric in the deck, it's definitely correct. Definitely fine. Like, if you're running Mesmeric and, then Solo Battle as well. This is what I would potentially do when I was running, if I wanted to run Solo Battle. I'd take out all the Crazed Rummagings, most likely. Go with maybe 2 Mesmerics, maybe a 1-of Solo Battle, maybe 3 Mesmerics, who knows, but, that's definitely an option. I think I would probably just prefer Reginald in my sideboard, though, anyway. But Fishersmith is another decent option in the reserves there. Especially, in Mirror Match, it's good. For their anarchists, it's good, obviously, against, big fatties. But yeah, it's obviously something they can play around. But if you've also got the Mesmeric Hypnos, they might not do that, and, it can be alright. But, yeah, it's an option. So let's have a look at so the Electrify, as we saw before, is something that is definitely a possibility for this deck once we get Primal Dawn. Definitely is a possibility. Again, it is another thing that deals damage to each champion and troop, so it's does guarantee damage to them, but you're doing it to yourself, which can be bad. But that also can be something that helps with your heroic outlaws as well if you were to still use them. But yeah, that's definitely something that's a possibility. And then another thing that I looked at that I thought could be a possibility as well is the Pyretic Performer here. Now, the quality of the card image I have is not the best, but you should be able to read it still. So he's a 3-cost double ruby elf mage. He's a 3/1, so he can do a bit of damage himself. But he also gives you a Scorch and puts it into your hand. So just getting a free action from him, you could potentially run him over Scorch if you want, because you're generally not really using Scorch, that early. Maybe you'll be using it on. I mean, maybe you do it on. You want to do it on 3. In some cases, you might be doing burn Scorch or something like that to get what's his name in the Phoenix. But this guy has potential.
Hey, Havoc
does have potential. Yep.
Does that
What?
Does Mind Pyre deal damage for each instance of them drawing a card? Like, say they drew 3 cards. Does it deal 3 damage, or does it deal 3 instances of 1 damage?
3 instances of 1.
So I'm just thinking, like, I'm looking at Incantation of Fury, and you know that card.
Yeah,
is bad.
I know.
You all know that card.
Yeah. That definitely has potential within the next
very
set.
quickly. Now, and they make a lot of cards like this. Incantation of Fury will never make the cut, but a card built like Incantation of Fury really could be abused by this Mind Pyre triggers. Yeah. So definitely something to watch for any card that says whenever a champion takes damage or opposing champion takes damage.
Definitely. And I think this card has potential to see some play next set.
We were talking about the deck before the show, and honestly, there's not much to be iterated on. It's already been barely polished. It was very hard for us to find changes to make, like the Hypnoscientist. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. But it's definitely something that that will definitely have place in the meta at certain points in time, depending on what cards get printed. I'm definitely very curious to see set 4.
So Armies does bring up a good point here. This card is actually a very good counter to the whole deck, really, as it only can be killed by Bolt or something like that. A burn will not do enough damage. As you can read here, opposing non-combat damage is reduced by 1, and it also gets to be a blocker for an Anarchist. So very good answer.
Oh my god, Deathless
for the
Guardian
deck.
against this.
You're not meant to tell anyone, Army. No, obviously people know about this. But is a good answer. Stops the Mind Pyre as well, as Army's mentioned.
That armor 1.
Yeah, definitely a very good. Diamond, I expect to be. We've already seen some very good Diamond spoilers. The William Rowan card, very, very nice. But, that's, obviously a very good counter for the deck. That's another weakness for the deck, but not really something in the matter, so...
Do you think set 5 will take sets 1 and 2 out of the equation,
I have no idea, man. No idea. But, so that's, some of the options there for, improving or tweaking the deck. But then, obviously, set 4, you got this guy, and then you got the Performer. They're the two spoilers that I've seen so far. That could be pretty nice, but that is that. Let's get over to this here. Let me quickly bring this up.
Yeah, that does seem likely, Malachus.
So that was the end of the show. Here's the giveaway. If you haven't already entered, you could enter this week as well, and I'll be drawing the winner next week for this Cerulean Mirror Knight alternate art, thanks to Neurogenis. So very nice giveaway there. So that you got this last week to get in on that. So you can either comment on the video when it's on YouTube, or comment on previous weeks if you haven't already done so. So I'll be basically combining all the entries and drawing that next week. Also, while we're still here.
Havoc, by the way.
Oh, yep.
Part of the reason, and this is a very minor part, but part of the reason I did stop streaming is because my old monitor died.
Right.
Yeah. So I've taken on this challenge for myself to not spend money for 30 days. I realize most people aren't in this position. I happen to live at home. I happen to have a good job, and I happen to live within 7 minutes walking distance from my work. But I'm a week into it now.
Yep.
And if I manage to last the full month, then I will buy a monitor and I will come back to stream.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
that is a solemn promise.
All right, look forward to that, guys.
I'm pretty sure.
So if you want to follow Fridged, he's twitch.tv/FridgedHex. If you want to put that in the chat, feel free to do so. So what was I going to say? So obviously, get in on this giveaway. You don't want to miss out on that. I'll be drawing that next week, so next episode. That's what I was going to say. So please, in the vote, for when this video is on YouTube, if you want to comment to get in on the giveaway, just comment with what deck you would like to see from In the Meta talked about next week. So that's what I would like to get from you guys. let me know what deck, and that's what will be covered. So that's this. This week is done, and thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show, and take care and have a good one. Anything you would like to say to wrap it up, Fridge? I mean, obviously you just plug in yourself. That's all you want to do.
Always good seeing the chat.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've been on Twitch, so yeah, good to see some of you guys.
Definitely. All right, so yeah, go when the video will be up on YouTube within the hour. I'll be tweeting out a link to it as well. So once that's up there, just please vote with what deck you would like to see in the YouTube comments for next week. So yeah, take care, everyone. Happy hexing, and I'll see you all next time.
Huh.